long does it take for your dream to become real? One might believe it takes months or years of effort. But I tell you now, it takes as little as 4 minutes. And not 4 minutes of toil, struggle, or mental wrestling. No, it takes 4 minutes of inner alignment, 4 minutes of pure assumption, 4 minutes of divine feeling. This world, which appears so solid, so fixed, so external, is nothing more than the reflection of your own imagination, your own inner state. Change the state and the world must follow. You are not a servant of fate. You are its author. Everything you have ever seen, touched, loved, or feared is your own consciousness made visible. Now I speak not of a theory, but of a law. This law is unchanging, constant, eternal. The outer world is a mirror. You may polish the mirror, paint the mirror, or curse it for what it reflects, but unless you change the face, it is reflecting. Nothing will alter. The face is your consciousness. The image is your experience. There is no other cause. Imagination. And if imagination be the cause, then you hold the key. This key, if rightly turned, can unlock the vaults of heaven and spill its treasures into your world. So, how do you use this key? How do you manifest anything in 4 minutes? I will tell you. And if you will do it, not just hear it, but truly do it, your life will shift in ways that the rational mind cannot comprehend. You do not need to believe in magic. You do not need to understand quantum mechanics. You simply need to feel. Feel as though your desire were already fulfilled. Begin with stillness. Turn away from the noise of the world. Enter the silence. Close your eyes and become aware of being. Not being someone or something, but simply being. I am. That is the beginning of all manifestation. I am is God's name, and it is your name. Before you call yourself John or Mary or Peter, in those 2 words, I am all things live. But do not follow those words with lack. Do not say, I am broke, I am sick, I am alone. In doing so, you call into existence the very conditions you wish to escape. Instead, choose your desire. Choose it deliberately. Become very still. And then in that stillness imagine, suppose your desire is to be wealthy. Then in your inner sanctuary, do not merely think about wealth. Be it. Feel yourself already possessing the riches you seek. How would you move? How would you breathe? What would you see, smell, hear, touch if your bank account overflowed? Would your shoulders be more relaxed? Would your heart be lighter? Would your smile come quicker? Let the answer come not from your intellect, but from your soul. And now in that inner world dwell. Do not rush. Do not doubt for these 4 minutes. Believe with your entire being that what you wish is already so. If doubt comes knocking, do not open the door. It will pass. All doubts belong to the outer man. But manifestation is the work of the inner man. The outer man believes only what he sees, but the inner man sees what he believes. This practice is not about straining or forcing. You are not trying to create something from nothing. You are aligning with that which already exists in potential. Creation is finished. Everything you could ever desire already is. You are not manifesting by effort. You are selecting by feeling. Every possible reality exists now, and you step into it not by action, but by assumption. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and it is yours. Do not concern yourself with how or when it will appear. The how is not your domain. Your task is the feeling. The knowing, the quiet confidence that comes when you live from the end. Let the world rearrange itself. It must. That which you have accepted inwardly must express itself outwardly. It is law. It is certain. It is inevitable. And if after your 4 minutes of deep assumption, you return to your senses and see no change, do not despair. That is the test. Will you believe in the seen or in the unseen? Do not dig big up the seed you have. Plant it to see if it is growing. Leave it be. Let it germinate in the soil of your subconscious. Water it only with more feeling, more knowing, more gratitude. Walk as though it is done. Speak as though it is finished. Live as though it were real. That is true faith. And faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Some will tell you that manifestation requires work, hustle, and endless planning. Let them toil. Let them chase shadows. You know a better way. The world is yourself pushed out. Change self and the world changes. Do not act from the desire. Act from its fulfillment. There is nothing to get. You already have it in consciousness. You are not moving toward your desire. You are moving from it. Even now, as you listen to these words, you can begin. Take a breath, enter the silence, choose your desire, feel it real. Use all your senses, not your outer senses, but the senses of imagination. See the faces that would congratulate you. Hear the words that speak. Touch the objects that belong to your new world. Taste the champagne of your celebration. Smell the perfume of success. It is all within you now. You do not need more time. You need more feeling. Let the feeling take over you. Let it flood your being until you are drunk with joy. Until there is no separation between you and your desire. The two must become one. For only then can the child of manifestation be born. And once you have felt it, release it, give thanks, say it is done, and go on with your day. You need not repeat the process endlessly. Repetition is not for God. It is for man who doubts. When you know it is done, you rest, you relax, you receive, and if ever the old state tries to return, smile and reaffirm. That is no longer I. I am now he who has. I am now she who is. I am now he who is. I am now the one who lives the dream. The 4 minutes are not counted on a clock. They are measured in depth. A single second of true, burning, vibrant, unquestioned assumption. Tion is more potent than hours of wishful thinking. Do not wish, assume, do not hope, no, do not beg, command. For you are not separate from the Creator. You are the Creator imagining creation into form. I once knew a woman who desired to be free from poverty. She had no income, no family, no prospects, but she had imagination, and she dared to use it. She would sit every evening and imagine herself writing checks, not for groceries, but for charities. She felt the texture of the pen, the smoothness of the paper, the warmth in her heart as she gave from abundance. She imagined herself no longer needing but giving. In her heart she was already wealthy. Within 3 months, a forgotten inheritance was revealed. She did nothing to cause it. She did not chase it. It came to her, drawn by the magnetic force of her assumption. This is not luck. This is law. And the law does not discriminate. It works whether you know it or not. But when you know it and use it consciously, your world begins to your tune. You stop reacting and begin creating. You stop complaining and begin commanding. The secret is always the same. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Live in the end and let the outer world catch up. You do not chase. You attract. You do not strive. You receive. You do not manipulate. You align. And alignment takes minutes, not years. But this world will test you. It will tempt you to believe in appearances. It will whisper, "See, nothing has changed." And that is the moment you must remain firm. You must declare, "I do not live by sight, but by vision. I do not live by circumstance, but by assumption. I do not live in the old world, but in the new one I have created within." And slowly or swiftly the world bends, the people shift, the opportunities come, the money appears, the love arrives, the health returns. But it is not the outer event that matters. It is the inner transformation. For once you have learned to manifest anything in 4 minutes, you have discovered your true nature. You are not a creature of circumstance. You are a creator of worlds. So do not delay. Do not wait for permission or a sign or a better time. Go now, enter the silence. Close your eyes, become still and declare, "I am." Then speak the unspoken desire, not to the world, but to yourself, and feel it real. Let your heart race. Let your soul smile. Let your whole being radiate with the truth of it. 4 minutes. That is all it takes. Not because the universe needs time, but because you do. 4 minutes to silence the doubts, to dissolve the resistance, to replace the old man with the new. 4 minutes to remember who you are. 4 minutes to call forth the world from within. You are the operant power. No one else to blame. No one else to wait for. It is all you. The world you experience is the echo of your inner song. Sing a new song. And the echo must change. Try it now. Choose one thing, just one. Close your eyes. Go within. See it. Hear it. Touch it. Live it. Let your imagination wrap around it like silk. Feel the joy. Feel the pride. Feel the completion. Say in your heart, "It is done." And then release it. Let it go. Not in frustration, but in peace. And when the sun rises again, you will find the world has shifted. Sometimes subtly, sometimes boldly, but it has shifted. And you will know. The inner creates the outer. Imagination creates reality. You have always been the author. Now you remember. Do not be deceived by the seeming delay between the imaginal act and its physical appearance. Time is not a barrier but a servant. It yields only to conviction, not to fear. When the imaginal act is done in faith, done with the full acceptance that what you felt was real, then the seed is planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious, and nothing can stop its growth. Even if the world appears unchanged, beneath the surface, the waters are parting, the heavens are moving, and all things are being reshaped to reflect your inner decree. If you look too soon for evidence, you may disturb the roots. Patience, therefore, is not waiting in desperation. It is confident knowing. It is the rest that comes from certainty. What if doubt arises? Then return gently, not frantically. Return not to strive, but to feel again. Your work is not in the repetition of words, but in the restoration of feeling. The law does not respond to phrases. It responds to states. You may say, I am wealthy 1,000 times and yet remain poor if your inner feeling contradicts your words. But one moment of genuine inner conviction, one moment when you feel the thrill of the wish fulfilled, can outweigh years of verbal affirmations. It is not about duration. It is about saturation. Have you saturated your being with the feeling of having? That is the question. This practice is an art, and like all true arts, it must be practiced in stillness and reverence. It is sacred. You are entering the Holy of Holies. When you enter your imagination with intention there, on that inner altar, you lay your desire not as a supplicant, but as a priest. You are not pleading. You are blessing. You are saying, this is now mine. I accept it. I bless it. I make it real. Let me remind you there is no desire too great, no vision too grand. The law makes no distinction between a penny and a palace. It knows only feeling. It does not reason. It does not measure. It only reflects. If you can feel yourself into the reality of your chosen state, then the law will externalize it. Whether it be a bouquet of flowers or a kingdom, do not limit what you ask for. Limit only your disbelief. God gives you according to your assumption, not your effort. This is why some receive effortlessly while others labor in vain. The world calls it luck or coincidence, but it is only the law in motion. Those who receive are not always the most deserving in appearance, but they are always the most convinced in feeling. The outer man may call them dreamers, but the inner man knows they are creators. So in these 4 minutes, you are not merely visualizing. You are resurrecting. You are calling dead things to life. You are awakening a state that has slept within you all along. And once awakened, it begins to move through you to inspire action, to draw circumstances, to magnetize people. It animates your world. For the world is but a shadow of your consciousness. And consciousness is always first cause. Let us say you desire love. Then do not ask for someone to love you. Be the one who is loved. Feel what it means to be cherished. What does it feel like to walk through your day knowing someone treasures you? How would you carry yourself? What glow would be in your eyes? That feeling is the key. Enter into it. Marinate in it. Let it permeate your very selves. And when you emerge, carry that love as though it already belongs to you, for it does. If your desire is health, then do not focus on sickness. Focus on vitality. Feel the thrill of a strong body, the comfort of well-being, the freedom of energy and imagination. Run if you cannot run, dance if you cannot dance. Laugh from your belly. Breathe fully and deeply. In that state you are already healed, and as within so without. Or perhaps your desire is success. Then do not strive to be successful. Be it, what does your life look like as a success? Where do you live? What do you wear? Who do you meet? But most of all, how do you feel? What is the feeling tone of your fulfilled self? That tone is your passport. Feel it now, not in the future, not when the outer world gives you permission. But now, for now is the only time there is. This is the secret all the great sages have hinted at. Wrapped in symbols and parables, to him who hath more shall be given.
Why?
Because he has the feeling of having, and the law gives more of what is already accepted. It does not respond to lack, it responds to fullness. So act full. Think full, feel full, even if the world tells you otherwise. Walk in fullness, and the world will conform. You are never manifesting things. You are manifesting states, and things follow states. So do not chase the things. Choose the state, embody it, and the things must come. The world cannot help but reflect the state you dwell in. If you dwell in the state of being rich, richness must find you. If you dwell in the state of being loved, love must surround you. This is not fantasy. It is divine law, and you are the operator. Most people live as reactors. They respond to what they see, hear, and touch. But the awakened man responds to what he imagines. He does not live from facts. He lives from truth, and the truth is what he dares to assume. Do not wait for permission to feel rich. Do not wait for permission to feel rich. Do not wait for permission to feel successful. Do not wait for others to validate your inner world. They will only echo what you already believe. When the outer begins to shift, when the evidence of your assumption begins to appear, give thanks not as one surprised, but as one fulfilled. Say to yourself, of course it came. It had no choice. It was already real within me. I saw it. I felt it. I became it. It had to appear. That is not arrogance. That is certainty. That is the knowing that comes from union with your desire. If the change is slow, do not despair. The law is sure. Delay is not denial. Sometimes the roots must go deep before the tree appears. Sometimes the universe arranges events in ways you cannot yet see. But your only work is to hold the state. Be faithful to your inner world. For the inner is the real and the outer is the shadow. Every great transformation begins within. The greatest inventions, the noblest acts, the deepest loves, they all began in someone's imagination. And what you now dare to imagine and feel will one day stand before you in flesh and form. So do not underestimate these 4 minutes. Do not treat them lightly. They are the 4 minutes in which you realign with God, with Source, with the power that breathes galaxies into existence. In those minutes, you are not small. You are vast. You are infinite. You are the master key that unlocks every door. If ever you forget this, come back to the stillness. Close your eyes. Begin again. There is no limit to how often you may return. For the imagination is eternal, and every moment is a new beginning. Your power is not in striving, but in stillness, not in effort, but in assumption, not in seeking, but in knowing. You are the light of the world. You are the spark of creation. You are the imagination of God made flesh. Whatever you can assume, you can become. Whatever you can feel, you can manifest. And all of it, every joy, every miracle, every dream is only ever 4 minutes away. So do not ask whether it will happen. Ask only whether you are willing to feel it real. That is the soul condition. Are you willing to shut out the voices of fear, the noise of doubt, and the habits of limitation just long enough to touch the feeling of your fulfilled desire? For that feeling is free, the bridge between the unseen and the seen. That feeling is the voice of your higher self saying it is done. And once that bridge is crossed, the world must rearrange itself to match the tone of your assumption. Now you may wonder, how can it happen so quickly? How can 4 minutes alter the trajectory of an entire life? Because the universe does not operate in hours or years. It operates in states of consciousness. Time as you know it is a servant of the eternal. Now the moment you shift your inner state, you collapse the old path and open a new one. That shift is not bound by logic. It is bound only by belief. The world you see is only a mirror reflecting the world you feel. So if the inner world changes now, the reflection must change too. It is law. This is why the mystic spoke in symbols, because the mind rebels against simplicity. It wants 1,000 steps, a complex system, a journey through effort. But truth is always simple, too simple in fact for the rational mind to accept. It, the heart that understands, the heart that hears the whisper. Assume it and it shall be so. That is not poetry. It is instruction. Let me tell you again gently and firmly that you do not have to wait. You do not need more time, more resources, more preparation. You only need to align your inner feeling with the thing desired. Not someday, not when it seems reasonable. Now feel it now. Live from the end now. Close your eyes and step into the scene that would be true. If your desire were already fulfilled, hear what you would hear. See what you would see. Most of all, feel what you would feel. This is your work. This is your power. The reason 4 minutes is enough is because feeling does not require time. It requires attention. Your mind may wander. But the moment you bring it back to your imagined scene, to your chosen state, you enter the timeless dimension of consciousness. There all things are already yours. There you are not hoping. You are knowing. You are not waiting. You are doing. You are not reaching. You are receiving. In that moment, you no longer chase reality. You create it. This is the great turning point in a man's life. When he ceases to react to what is and begins to live from what he imagines, he becomes the cause, not the effect, the master, not the victim, the scriptwriter, not the actor, lost in someone else's plot. And what is the first act of the master? To feel it real, to step into the scene behind the veil and walk as one who already has. Many say, "But I do not feel worthy." And I say, worthiness is not a condition, it is a decision. You are worthy because you are aware. You are worthy because you can imagine. You are worthy because the spark of the Creator lives in you. And that spark does not require permission to shine. Let your desire be the proof of your right to fulfill it. If it is within you, it is yours to claim. Do not ask the world to confirm your state. Confirm it yourself. The world is slow to respond only when the conviction is shallow. But when the conviction is deep, the world moves swiftly. You do not need signs. You are the sign. You are the living evidence of divine imagination at work. And every assumption you accept as true becomes a stone laid in the foundation of your future. Let no man tell you it cannot be done. Let no voice convince you that 4 minutes is not enough. For in 4 minutes of sincere assumption, you can do what years of action cannot. You can alter the blueprint of your reality. You can tear down walls of lack and limitation. You can birth a new self. And so when you rise from your chair, from your bed, from your silent meditation, rise as the one who already has. Move as the one who is already chosen. Speak as the one who is already blessed. Do not wait for the outer to change before you do. That is the way of the sleeping man. But you, the awakened, must change first, and the outer will follow as surely as dawn follows night. Each time you perform this 4-minute retreat, you are impressing the subconscious. And the subconscious, like the womb, does not question what it receives. It nurtures it, multiplies it, and brings it forth. It is the servant of your inner word, and your feeling is that word. If you persist in the assumption of your desire already fulfilled, the subconscious must obey. It has no other choice. You are the operant power. That means nothing happens unless you cause it. And you cause it not by struggle, but by alignment. The inner and outer are not two. They are one. The separation is an illusion. Your imagination is not less real than the world. It is more real. For the world is born of imagination, not the other way around. So when you sit quietly and feel the joy of having your desire, you are not pretending, you are creating. When you say it is done, you are not lying, you are declaring. When you walk in faith, you are not ignoring reality, you are commanding it. And the universe bends to the one who believes. Do not wait for circumstances to tell you what is possible. Tell your circumstances what is now true. The moment you accept the imaginal act as fact, the world must reflect it. Perhaps not in the way you expect, perhaps not on the timeline you demand, but reflect it, it must. For the law is perfect. It does not err. It does not discriminate. It only responds. What does it respond to? Feeling, not words, not effort. Feeling. That is why 4 minutes is enough. Because one moment of true feeling can rewrite the script of your life. The man who lives in fear creates reasons to feel. The man who lives in love creates reasons to rejoice. Both are using the same law, but only one does so consciously. You must choose this day whom you will serve, fear or faith. You must choose the state you wish to embody, and do so without apology. For once you have chosen, the whole universe conspires to make it so. Doors open, people appear, events unfold. And yet you will know it was not luck, it was law. The world will call, you're fortunate. They will say you are favored, but you will know the truth. You will know that in those 4 minutes you did the one thing that changes everything. You assumed, you felt, you believed, and from that inner world all outer things were born. So when the noise of the world distracts you, return. When doubt whispers in your ear, return. When nothing seems to move, return. The 4-minute path is always open. The throne of imagination is always waiting. You need no temple, no ritual, no mediator. Only the willingness to believe that you are what you choose to be. As you walk through life, let this practice be your compass. Not once a year, not only in moments of desperation, but daily, regularly, silently. 4 minutes in the morning, 4 minutes before sleep, 4 minutes in stillness, where you become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Because the secret is not in the doing, it is in the being, not in the chasing, but in the knowing, not in the hoping, but in the claiming. And if you can claim it within, if you can dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled even for 4 sacred minutes, you will become a magnet for all that you seek. Once you become that magnet, your only task is to remain faithful to the state assumed. Do not look back. Do not dig up the seed with doubt. Do not wander from the imaginal scene you have impressed upon your soul. For the moment you entertain the possibility that it has not worked, you delay the very thing that is rushing toward you. Remain still in the knowing that it is already done. That is what faith is. Not the hope that something might happen, but the confidence that it already has. Let others toil and strive. Let them measure their worth by effort and endurance. But you, the awakened one, understand the deeper law that consciousness is the only reality. And if consciousness be the root, then every visible circumstance is merely the fruit. You do not need to prune the branches. You only need to nourish the root. Assumption is that nourishment. The 4 minutes you spend dwelling in the state of the wish fulfilled is water to the seed. It is sunlight to the soul. And just as surely as spring follows winter, the blossom of your desire will appear often when least expected and always in perfect harmony with your inner state. You must understand that the world does not give you what you want. It gives you who you are being. Not what you asked for with trembling hands, but what you assume with boldness. So become the man or woman who already possesses it. Carry yourself in thought, word and deed as the one who is already chosen, already rewarded, already transformed, not arrogantly but reverently. For when you wear the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are honoring the divine spark within you. You are saying, I trust in the unseen, for the unseen is the cause of all that is seen. Do not make the mistake of measuring your progress by appearances, for appearances lag behind assumption. They are shadows of prior states. If you wish to change what is seen, change what is felt. Step into your imagination and revise the inner script. It does not matter what the facts say. Now the facts are not final. They are malleable soft clay in the hands of the potter. And you are that potter shaping reality not through force but through the silent power of feeling. Let no man steal your vision. Let no external circumstance be louder than the voice within. When you have imagined it clearly, when you have felt it deeply, you have done the greatest act of creation possible. And if you persist in this act, if you nurture it with continued faith and thanksgiving, the walls will crumble, the mountains will move, and the world will bend to match your inner conviction. There is no exception to this law. It is not reserved for the few. It is not the privilege of the enlightened or the elite. It belongs to all who are willing to believe. You were born with the gift of imagination, not as an ornament of mind, but as the instrument of creation. It is not fantasy. It is the power by which the formless becomes form. And if you will give 4 minutes a day to this sacred practice, you will find that all things are truly possible to him who believes. But belief is not passive. It is a choice. It is a decision to dwell in the end, even when the beginning looks barren. It is the courage to smile at the invisible, to shake hands with the imagined, and to walk as if your prayer has already been answered. This is the secret. This is the way. Not through pleading, not through bargaining, but through assuming and receiving. You may begin today, right now, this very moment. No preparation is needed. No condition must be met. Simply close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, if it were already true, how would I feel? And then feel that. Let that feeling rise within you like a wave, washing away the old identity, baptizing you into a new reality. Dwell there, rest teary. Let every breath affirm it. Let every beat of your heart proclaim it. And when you open your eyes, carry that feeling with you. Let it inform your tone, your walk, your posture. Let it be the silent rhythm behind every action. For the 4-minute act is not confined to meditation. It is a seed planted in consciousness, and your whole day becomes the garden in which it grows. Protect it, nurture it, rejoice in it. If ever you falter, if doubt creeps in, if fear raises its voice, return again. 4 minutes of stillness can redeem an hour of worry. 4 minutes of alignment can rewrite the story. This is your true inheritance, your divine right to imagine boldly and to live joyfully from the reality imagined. So let the world rush, let it chase and strive. You, however, will rest in the knowledge that everything you desire is already yours by right of consciousness. And as you rest, you will receive. As you remain faithful, you will witness the miracle unfold, not because you fought for it, because you accepted it. Not because you earned it, but because you dared to feel it real. In that feeling, simple, powerful, eternal, you will know the truth of all the sages, all the prophets, all the mystics who have walked before you. They did not teach effort. They taught alignment. They did not glorify suffering. They glorified imagination. And in your 4 minutes each day, you stand with them. You join the company of creators. You remember who you are, because you were never meant to beg for crumbs. You were meant to command feasts. You were never meant to crawl in shadows. You were meant to walk in light. And if you dare to imagine your greatest desire and feel it now with conviction, it must come to pass. For nothing can stop the one who knows that imagination is God, and that God in man is his own wonderful human imagination. And so, my friend, remember this. The power to manifest anything you desire does not lie in distant actions or endless waiting. It lives within you. The sacred 4 minutes you choose to dwell in the feeling of your fulfilled wish. This is not a trick or a fantasy. It is the fundamental truth of existence. When you align your consciousness with the end already accomplished, you become the master architect of your reality. No circumstance can resist the force of a mind unwavering in its assumption. Claim this power now. Choose to believe with your whole being. Let those 4 minutes each day be the crucible where your dreams are forged into reality. Stand firm in this knowing and watch as the universe conspires on your behalf, bringing forth the impossible, the miraculous, the divine, because you have dared to become what you imagine. This is your birthright. This is your destiny. Manifest boldly and live from the end.